we have the longest enduring partnership with Peak Potentials. So I was there when Peak started. I've known Harv since before he was Harv, and it's just been a pleasure to watch now Richard Tan, who owns this company. I just spent 4 hours with him in Chicago, and listening to his plans, looking at his spreadsheets and his game plan for how to make Peak already the largest training company in the world, even larger, is really exciting. To watch his management team go to work, for him to bless the heart space of Adam Markel, who is a dear personal friend and has been operating as CEO. And I really look at him as getting a raise in both stature and money when they put him as head of the curriculum that's going to be taught, because he comes from total heart space and with freedom to make sure who's on those podiums, what they're teaching, the setup of it. Peak is going to get better and better in the next generation of it, and my compliments to Harv and everyone else. I ask you to all stay with me. Stay to the end of this call, because there's information right up to the end. There will be times in the call where I'm inviting, and I'm not inviting everybody, but I'm letting you know as information that you're invited to also put in CEO Space as a trade show. We're not a training, we're not a seminar. And we do, and you can see the videos on our website and learn about us. We're 25 years out there. We've been featured twice by Forbes magazine in the last 90 days to their 35 million readers. In fact, we were ranked in the top 5 category of meeting you cannot afford to miss in the world today in 2013. They were there and spoke at our last meeting, and then they wrote another article about us. We've been featured in Investment Daily. We've been written up in Legacy magazine as living legends, and we were awarded, Bob Proctor and I, for this work in CEO Space, the Lifetime Achievement Award for Success Education in the World by the largest company doing it, Nightingale Coned, by Vic Coned in Chicago himself. Now that's so far the first 90 days. And we, of course, want you to know about it. We're not selling anybody when we invite you to join, but we're just telling you because we might change one person's life. Tonight is fun, and it's going to be profitable. That's what it's all about. So welcome to my world as the program begins. And as you can see, Peak in CEO Space, 20 years, we have been called the peak performance for the wallet, the side that gets the money in your possession. And what I like is to get you the money to go to all the future peaks, to be able to go to every peak. And so that's, my favorite, as you can appreciate, just thing of things to do. And the enduring partnership has gone on for all 25 years. I mean, from Peak starting, which I'm so proud of. Acceleration. We all want acceleration for our businesses. That's what you're here for. You want to get some real concrete information on growth and how to grow with acceleration. Standing ovations for this material, fresh from Think and Grow Rich, from Napoleon Hill's conference out in Del Mar, California, just finished. And from that conference, they just carried my book to Hillary Clinton, which I'm so glad about. I got an email this morning, mission accomplished to Chelsea's party that they just had last night. We all want greater prediction and control over our future income. We all want timelines we can trust and rely on. What is the problem then for 90% of us that don't get it? What is the problem? And the reason for delay in pay, for a pay delay, is weak plans, weak teams, and lacking the resources to implement. What does it take to replace that? Because that's what causes pay to be year to year to year not going up. It's nothing else, folks. It's just that. I've been doing this for 25 years. The solution, getting stronger plans that are detailed that you're really going to do, stronger teams, and I just mean 3 people, and mentors. One mentor's worth 100 coaches, and getting them now versus later in your life. The resources to implement. That might be outlets, affiliations, affiliate companies, store chains, capital in your business right now to implement your stronger plan. And you need more customers in a superior trading market. And you find yours. Peak Potentials is a superior trading market. When you go to peak after peak after peak, you make connections and increase your trading space. So you've already done a right step. So what's wrong? Why can't we fix it? Why do people kind of know this, but they don't get it done? That's what we want to know tonight. Well, first is mentorship. One mentor is worth 100 coaches. And you know what it's like when you get great mentorship. And who are you hanging out with in your industry that's a rock star in that industry? Tony Robbins always says, get the rock stars in the industry and hang out with them, and you'll be one too. Get the rock stars in your industry and hang out with them, and you'll be one too. What if you could accelerate everything? When you approach one of these mentors, you say, why would they work with me? Because you ask the magic words, the most powerful words in the English language, and write them down. Will you mentor me? Will you mentor me? That's when you can accelerate everything. Acquire the mentor in your sector of your dreams for years, not for an event. And I tell you, when you get into a mentor, you need mentors for years. You don't need a mentor at an event and then they're gone. You need them all the time, all year, to help you mentor right along. And that's what Napoleon Hill meant by a mastermind team. Competent people in your own industry who will help you as one mind and continue to help you for years. Ongoing support, that's what's needed. That's what's needed. And that becomes the GPS for the wallet. It's the double lines for picking up speed and not hitting the curve as you go. Sequence, the master skill, what we teach at Harvard. Sequence is the master skill. Doing everything right and just a little bit of the wrong sequence is a success killer. You've all been there. You've all experienced it. It's like the labyrinth where you go one step forward and you have to go back, but eventually you get to that circle in the center you were trying to get to as your goal. Most coaches have no clue. The coaches don't know. Mentors do in your industry. They don't know when you hit the curb, and you're paying them. Most coaches have no clue, and you hit the curb on their pay. They don't know about sequence. What is the right sequence so you don't make mistakes? You have to do it differently to get different results you desire. So you have to do it differently to get different results that you desire. Right sequence, mentor up. Get the mentor of your dreams to execute the following. And do it all right now, this instant. Lifetime is like a giant hourglass with sparkling diamonds are coming down 1 per hour, 1 per hour. Can't stop the flow, can't stop the pace, and they're your decisions. Make better decisions. They're the asset. Your lifetime is the asset. Strategic plan is not a business plan. A strategic plan is what the business plan leads to. It's the real timeline of deliverables, and it's solid as a rock, and you deliver in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 180 days, precisely what the plan called for. 68% of businesses fail without a written strategic plan. So most people stop a business plan and don't have strategy. They don't have anything that's going to help them with tactics. They really don't have execution. Business plans are business strokes, like having a heart attack, like a stroke. You fell down dead without a strategic plan. And you know what I mean. You've been there. And most of you don't have a strategic plan. But you kind of know what one is, and the mentor knows precisely what one is. How long does it take to get all this done? Mentor up and get the plan done. 72 hours. And it's a fork in the road of your life plan. The strokes of not having a strategic plan are fatal to your business. It's a business on borrowed time. So budget to grow your business. You always grow. You don't put Roundup on growth. You put Miracle Grow on your roses, and you never put Roundup on them. Map out 2 years fully. Never say no to growth. Map out 2 years fully. Life support for your business is sequence revision. Always be revising your sequence to its highest and best organization. Because really your wealth is how many others, how many people, how many of us are benefiting week to week to week from your genius. You want to leverage that. Branding. Branding is where you budget the cost of everything for 2 years, and growth budgets when you're growing are 70% higher than you now have put in writing and anticipate for 2 years. So if you had a 2-year budget, we'd raise it 70%. The brand budget, that's 10 times the cost of everything else over 2 years, because brand budgets include all new customer touch points. Brand budgets include marketing and PR, print, and everything that is auditory and visual that your customer touches about you. And it's your consistent month-to-month marketing and PR so that we don't have an ad out there without articles, news stories. We're not in the media because we don't want the ad naked where we spend $5 for every dollar. We want to spend $1 and make it work like 5, and that's where we put the PR around the marketing plan. So month by month, you know how you're going to grow. There's no fortune tellers. There's no psychics. You know how you're going to grow. You're going to predict and control it. Acceleration reduces the repetition to get customers to say yes and buy. So how do we reduce the repetition to get the customer to say yes and buy? That's branding. That's making impact. We don't change your channel, but we change your tone button. And they are now, instead of 5 to 7 impressions, it's 1 or 2. And they're saying yes, yes. And so if we can reduce the repetition, I can't tell you what it does, and it always increases referral marketing. So higher impact to your client, that's what we want to get in the month of May. No delay. We don't want half the year to go by and you're not getting this stuff. Customer retention. You cannot afford to lose your existing clients. You need reward and acknowledgement systems for them. Do you have those installed? Do you have a customer referral marketing? Do 10 of your existing customers bring you 3 leads because of a coupon you gave them with a gift? And you set that up and it was part of your strategy, your strategic plan. So every 10 of your existing customers are feeling so much more loyal, so much more recognized by you, and they're bringing you over a month or 2, 3 new customers each, and that's 30 per 10. So do you have a customer retention, recognition, acknowledgement, and referral marketing program? Why not? Install retention and referral plans in May. They're ball game changers to your bottom line. You'll make so much more this year just by doing that. You work smarter, not harder. Don't repeat old patterns, please, because they lead to those old results. Now, your new budgets and your branding, you may need capital. So that's just a skill. It's a lot easier than learning golf. It's a lot easier than learning tennis. It's the master adult skill. You live in capitalism. You know, that's the way you live. That's your lifestyle. If you're looking at democracy, that's a political system. Capitalism is how we live. Capitalize your dream. Learn how to do that. It's not hard. They should have taught you in high school. So accumulation, hierarchy to capitalize. Now, if you use us on May 17th, we have a program which is free, and you have to be enrolled to be a member to get it. And it goes on the 18th and 19th, and it's how to learn how to raise capital. We took a guitar player and had them raise $7 million. We took and they, by the way, they're running a $100 million company. We took a middle school teacher in music. They raised $15 million and they're global today. They didn't know how to do that. They were artists. They were people that could never do it. Lisa Nichols was working in Watts as a single mom in a charity. She learned in this class how to raise capital, and she raised $1 million in 90 minutes in Atlanta the other night. She just went public and bought her own office building. May 19th is when we start our trade show. If you need to raise capital, if you're on this call and you're one of those that need to raise capital, and you can see that you're going to have a bigger budget to grow your business, you're going to have marketing and advertising you don't have now. We have raised so many billions for just like you, people exactly like yourself. You're just who we serve, and I want you to think it is you, and how do we do it? And I want you to see, I just want to prove to you there really are investors who are sweethearts and wonderful people, and they invest in new businesses that are going out. And the rules have become so easy compared to how they used to be. It's so much easier. We teach it to you. We teach it to you conservatively, and you can learn it, and you'll know it for life. You have it forever, and you're able to raise the money, and then we have the investors right there, right on site, and say, how does it work? Is it fun? Watch 5 minutes. Google search, CO Space, show me the money, just to give you an option of one easier way of doing it. The only lifetime membership with a money-back warranty, when you look at our program, we have 5 of our trade shows a year. And I want you to think of CO Space, when you think of it, as the way to do these things we're talking about. So we have the mentors that represent the largest companies on earth volunteering 15% of their lifetime to serve you. They don't sell, market, anything. I don't want you to think of it as a training. Peak's the best training in the world. I want you to go to all of them. I want you to think of it as breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You get up, you run your business all day you're running your business, but you don't miss breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There you get appointments, and at 9, at 10, and 11, you're presenting to 10 new clients. At 10, another group. At 11, another group. And if it's not exactly like that, in fact, it's better than that. It's not what Forbes said in their magazine twice. If it's not that, then we will refund your money before you leave the building, and we insist on it. So it's the only program with that kind of guarantee. 0 risk. Basically, people that look at us, they put up $1 to get 10 back. And in your case, it's important because I want you to go to all the peaks you haven't gone to. At our place, there's no upselling. No one's on stage selling anything, or they're out. There's no product selling. There's no selling ever. So when you explore, we just give you facts. We don't even sell you ongoing. We just tell you how it works. Pay once and get help for life. Oh, I'm going to tell you one story. I was at Napoleon Hill, and a man was there, and he's gone bankrupt. And he had a bad partner, and he had the crash hit him, and he's in New Zealand. And he was flying back to New Zealand. And he's got money in the bank. He's rebuilt his life. He's doing better. And I told him not to go. I said, you're not ready yet. Wait a little bit. You're not ready yet. And he left and has enrolled and is coming with his wife. And he told our people today, he said, the reason I'm coming is because Mr. Dohrmann told me not to come. And I got so deeply as I went over it 2 days, and he kept telling me not to come, that he was protecting me. And if this place is so good that even before you come, they won't let you make mistakes, I'm not missing this for all the money in the world. He's going to be there on the 17th. He just got through being here. He flew all the way back to New Zealand, coming back on the 17th. And believe me, he's been through a lot of hard times. I admire his leadership. I'm going to make sure he's so successful. He's going to be so successful he made that choice. He's bringing his wife. He's coming with his wife. So we're a trade show to get customers. We're not a seminar like Peak. That's where you go to learn, and you do it in the best possible way. The skills are via one-on-one private mentorship. When you eat with these mentors, you get to know them, and you get a lot of customers that give you appointment cards. We have them right in the middle of the meal tables. Our meals are like a booth, and everybody's cooperating, no competition. You're networking the whole time you're there. It never is not networking. And the classes are all optional. You can take them or not. We hope they're the best. Everybody says they're the Super Bowl. But you just take the ones you want, like on social networking or making your YouTubes buzz to 1.5 million or something like that. They're all practical that way. But basically, you meet the mentors at a meal, and then they take private appointments from 7 to midnight and meet you anytime you want. And they just help you run your business. You get $150,000 of consulting. Law firms, trademark firms, copyright, import-export, contracts, anything you want, all free. And the best business branding, marketing coaches, administrative coaches, systems coaches in the world. 25 years of proof in 140 countries, so be fearless whenever you think about us. And I want you to know that you're 85% full right now. You've got, as a self-employed business person who's graduated from Peaks and you went to Peak, you're really 85% full in your glass. It's that 15% to go all the way to overflow. So you hit that self-sustaining growth and you have that kind of abundance. And we help people that are at 5 million going to 25, 25 going. We help the fortune companies do billions. So this is where the billionaires walk around with the real millionaires, and all of them are coaching you when you're in development space and ramping up. It's pretty good. It's the mentor festival of the century. We believe in effortless abundance. If you're getting a lot of effort and it's not play and it's not a joy and you're burning out, something's wrong. We got to reformat that so that you can have effortless abundance. Our next program is, they're all in the same place, the Las Vegas, at Lake Las Vegas, about 15 minutes out of town, beautiful lake, and it's all what the children can come. So we have daycare service. It's free. It's like a game world, and it's free for the kids because we have a lot of families come together. It's May 19th, and for those that, just the few that are going to explore us and want to think about us, and I'm going to get back to all the hard skills, I want you to know we execute what we teach, and I want you to see a film so you know. Spring forward financially. All the snows are melted here in Delaware. Everybody's back to work, and they feel great. Stock market's all-time high. Real estate's up 8.5% today. Everything's back to where it was in 2007, and it's booming out on the market. You can feel it, and all the snows have melted over half the country, and everybody's back to work. We've got 50 of the Fortune mentors with unlimited private appointments coming next week. One of our customers, our people are Booz Allen, Accenture, McKinsey, Arthur Young, senior partners. The head trainer for the Federal Reserve Board and all its districts, who reports direct to Bernanke, is flying in from the Federal Reserve just to coach you, Jeff McGee. He also represents 32 governors in emergency preparedness and FEMA. You may have disaster products or products that need him. But you go to one of those 50 because you've got an entertainment project, a book publishing project. You've got services or you've got products. We're in 64,000 retail stores in 100 countries with the top box, brokers of the big stores like Walmart on site helping you, right there to help you. We can access any market anywhere in the world and just shorten the time and cost by oceans. And we use meals to get customers. We're going to get customers for you, which pays for the event. And if it doesn't, we give you your money back. There is no risk in this place. We want to replenish anything you paid for peak so you can do peaks forever. We want you to never stop sharpening your axe and making your razor sharp and being in the peaks community. We're just the other program that is Peak for the Wallet. That's the Peak Trade Show. Look at Bob Proctor's film. He's the star of The Secret. And we're peak performance for the wallet, and we guarantee that. You can never have a risk. And you look at our Bob Proctor film at cospaceinternational.com, and it's on world change, how the markets are changing in a snap, And they're going to keep changing like that, and it's not going to go back to normal. How do you prosper in the world change market? 10 minutes, a film Bob made, star of The Secret, $1.5 billion, and he made that film in January for you. I would see that over an orange juice for you. You go to bed. And we have 100 films on any industry, if you're a doctor, lawyer, any industry. So see a film on your industry. We give 30 hours of credits, about a year of credits, for an attorney, a law firm, a CPA, an architect, an engineer, real estate, investment professional, a massage therapist, any profession, all 50 USA states. They get credits plus more clients in a week than they get in a year. And they can run their business all day from the trade show, but never miss the meals because that's where you make the deals. We call them deal meals. And our films show you that. And you can see films from the most celebrity-driven superstars from Ron Zeller. You'll see films with Tony Robbins, Harv. You'll see films with every celebrity you've ever seen. A lot of the peak faculty members like Narika and others teach at our class. And put up, at some time in your life, $1 to earn back 10. Who wouldn't do that? And if it's money back guarantee, and get more new customers in a week than many of you are going to get in an entire year, see one of the films, see Bob Proctor's film. Then you can see in 10 minutes how And then look at some others so you go, oh, I didn't know they did that. Oh, I didn't know they did that. But never delay a higher pay. Never delay a higher pay. And I always tell you, if your hand is off the table, very much close to the table, and your other hand is up about 2 feet, you're going to see that we guarantee you're going to have the higher hand. You will. I'll make you do it later. Now, how it works. If you decide this is for you, and I'm going to leave this topic, but I have to do the detail, and you forgive me for that, because one or two, I may change their lives with this, because our spring program is the most exciting in 25 years. It's all, I mean, we've set this up. It's the best I've ever delivered. And you enroll, and Dr. Richard Kaye, 15 years with Peak and with CEO Space, facilitator, trainer, educator, staff member at Peak. He's given his life to Peak. So Dr. Richard Kaye, he's going to answer your questions, give you free coaching, and help you. He'll never sell you. And we coach each of you before you arrive. We actually give you free one-on-one coaching sessions. They're very intense. We want you to record them and take notes. They're really valuable on your business specifically. And we complete online little checklists before you come to our program. So when you arrive, you get more out of it. So you don't have to worry. We tell you how to pack your suitcase, what to do when you arrive, what to do downstairs when you start. We prepare you. It's a lot of fun. Everything we do is fun. And you get new customers upon arrival. No delay. When you walk in the hotel, you go downstairs, you're starting to get new customers in the first couple hours. No delay. You get new customers all week. Guaranteed. So how many customers does it take to pay to join us? Because we're going to make a lot more than that. And we have, when you say you're with Peak Performance, it's even more because we stand you up, we feature it, and we want you to get our people to go to Peaks. We want you to get our people enrolled to come to Peaks. And so the price includes, by the way, when you come, it's a lifetime membership. So you pay once, you can come to 5 of these for free for the rest of your life. You can come 5 times a year for the rest of your life. People are coming from 91, 92, 95, 97 that have made millions out of this, and they're still coming. The price includes your hotel and your meals. And so make sure Richard goes over that with you. You've never had so many things included, and it's really amazing. And all the mentoring is free, one-on-one, no fee, no selling of any kind when you're there. So mentorship makes money. Nothing else does. Get that in your notepad. Mentorship makes money, nothing else does. Who are our mentors? Well, they're not speakers. They're not motivational people, though they're the best in the world and they do motivate you. Jeff McGee, I told you about. David Corbin is the top trainer for AT&T, charges $6,500 an hour. 10 days with him at a Fortune company is $650,000, and he gets it all the time. Hugh Ballou wrote the best-selling book, Transformational Leadership. He does 100 Fortune companies, one of the big mega church builders, and he's one of the big tuition builders for the major universities like Virginia Tech in the United States. Dr. David Gruder is the author of The New IQ Integrity. He lives as a clinical psychologist out of San Diego in management training for companies like American Express down to Zellerback to make sure that you get integrity training at the place, whether you're a dentist office or you're a Fortune company. So it's integrity, integrity, integrity. And you can look at any industry and all our faculty with films. They're all online and they're all short. And so we have 50 at a time on site, and you can see on the films who they are, how they are, what they want to give and contribute. They're tithing 15% of their lifetime for Habitat for the wallet instead of Habitat for Humanity. They're building your financial house. So our people give you unlimited mentoring that upgrades your quality of mentors you could never afford, and you get it right now. And it's like a fork in the road of your life. Your plan is stronger, your teams are stronger, and you go all the way. Your strategic plan is done, it's completed, and it perfects your business now. So you get the new results now. And it defines your budgets and your sequence and your plan in May. And how smart is that if you want to spring forward? And I want you to spring forward. And setting up no-cost teams that aren't going to cost you anything, that help you 5 days a week, to help you for years, that's how you spring forward. And where are you going to get that, and who's going to do it for you or help you do it? Now, seeing is believing. What does a $50 million program instead of a $30,000 or $50,000 program, what does that feel like? Well, there's no way. I mean, you're going to start to see it in the films. But, you know, I say see more than one 10-minute film so you can learn how it fits your business. You can look at it from your business. Look at the headings of the films and get into the films in your category, your target. If you're a fortune company, go to the fortune films. You're a doctor, go to the doctor films. You're an attorney, go to the attorney films. CPA, go to the CPA films. You're in entertainment, go to the film producer films. We're doing a $100 million film right now with Paramount, huge film, the hottest property in Hollywood, and all of that was put together at CEO Space. Use May to master the use. Oh, I've learned how to use all the bells and whistles of this trade show. I know how to use it. And then come to July, which is our largest one of a year, because our teen class is offered, and the teens only play meals, and they get a lifetime membership, and we pay everything else. We subsidize teens by thousands for every teen. We write the checks and we subsidize them. And our teens, it's almost 100%, own a business later rather than work in it. If you have teens or know anybody that does, ask Dr. Kaye about our teen program. That's where our heart is. But the July program is so large, I never want it to be your first program. I want you to come in first, learn how to use it, and then cream it in July. So I think the best two back-to-back programs is to get your lifetime membership, come in May, and then if you need capital, get the bonus classes, come in July, and cream it. Now, the Teen Feast in July is really what drives it. But you end up having 30 to 50 people on site when you're coming in July from May. People that know you, they're already there, and they're saying, hey, wait, I've got an appointment for you as you drive in. And I got an appointment for you as you're flying in. And then it's all a tax dollar anyway. But you have a little army that's scouting, bringing you business before you get in the door, and you already got your meetings lined up. And I guarantee it, it's really like that. And you accelerate your personal income without delay, period. It's in capital letters for a reason. That's our only product, folks. If we don't accelerate your income so you can measure it, we insist on refunding your money. I didn't start this to make it harder for a self-employed business owner in the age of the entrepreneur to have a harder time. And you could have 50 employees or 500, or you could be just starting out as a solo entrepreneur. We help you. And if you're ramping up, man, to get the capital, strategy, sequence, and teams, I mean, it saves you 3 years, 3 years. And we have all the customers and markets you could ever want to get to. Home Depot to Home Shopping, they're all on site, folks. They'll get you anywhere you want to go, and you will get there in such a bigger, better way. And it's just tax money, and it's moving work to virtual. You're still going to do everything you have to do. Whenever you come to us, you're going to do a full week of work on your business. From there, you'll be at a desk looking over a lake. It's so beautiful. And you'll still be doing Skype calls, all your telecalls, all your follow-up by email. So you can do it all. We made it for busy presidents of companies and professionals that have to run their business while they're there. And it's easy. And old mind software really often tries to make easy seem hard. And it delays your pay raise. And defeat that old mind software, because you want to have the adventure where you're doing such a bigger life. Always decide on the superior option. When you're looking at a stream of things you could be doing the next number of months, always decide on the superior option and the better opportunity for your time. You're on this call because you decided for a superior option with peak performance and a better opportunity for your time with peak performance. That was the right decision. They wouldn't have you on the call if we weren't a right decision, if the financial part is what's next. Now, we're lifetime membership. Now, don't have a stroke if you don't have the money to join. But we make $400 on that. I'm telling you, that's all we make. Every other dime is spent on delivery. So when you can't do it and you're stuck, and many of you are, you might be stuck right now. That Mount Everest is a molehill. We have helped 10,000 people just like you in our free fun-busting program. You know, if you're a single mom and you've been beat by your Anchorage pipeline worker, you're 23, high school dropout, and you have 5 kids, And when the husband's molesting the 3-year-old, you flee, but your car breaks down, and the trucker takes you to a state shelter. And I tell you not to come, and you come anyway, and you become a multimillionaire. If that's you, believe me, you can do fund busting, because Kaye did. She did it from the state shelter, and she got $25,000 in 72 hours. And it's not debt. It's like nothing you've ever done in your life. We're giving you new learning of options and opportunities. So if you're stuck, you'll be stuck with your Mount Everest facing you on paying your bills, and you don't have liquidity and enough in the bank in December of this year, in December of next year, in December of the year after. And I tell you, being impoverished like that and struggling, being in struggle, that's a bad habit, like picking your nose. And it's time to stop. We don't want you to be in any condition where you're having an issue with liquidity. We want to solve that right now, like 10,000 successful fund busters who have become wealthy. And many are Peak graduates, because they've gone on to all of Peak's, and they've recharged their piggy bank. They were able to go to Wisdom and all the advanced courses and get liquid now. I want you to get liquid now. So maybe fund busting is coming in your life, so you can, next week by Friday, have $15,000 in the bank, like 10,000 other people. It's just a better option. It's just a better opportunity. For those that can do it, and Dr. Kaye will talk you through it. So those that can do it, Dr. Kaye will talk you through it, and he'll talk you through fund busting. He's the best fund busting trainer we have. And so, just explore. It doesn't cost anything to ask and get questions, So why did they get the success they got? They made a decision. They made a decision not to delay acceleration in their life. They wanted freedom. They wanted more freedom for their future. Time is the critical asset. Getting liquid is just an education. We do that in 48 hours. You just won't believe the help you'll get for free. But nothing happens in your life. Nothing's going to happen because we look at some tips and sequence and methods, and all these slides are going to be available. And so when you email or phone Dr. Kaye, all these slides are going to be available, and you can review them. And I want you to know nothing happens without your decision. Enrollment, to us or any place, is a decision. Harv says regarding our business and getting with our Peak for the wallet, just do it. You know how he talks. He says, just do it. Leap and grow your wings as you soar. You're not going to fall. Just do it. And Harv's A-level associations, all of these trainers from Peak, they're online saying, just do it. You'll see them on our films. And if Forbes ranked us in the top 5, you can't miss it in 2013. They actually said you can't afford to miss it. You can trust Forbes. You can trust Legacy Magazine. You can trust Investor Daily. You can trust Nightingale Conant. But you can always trust a money-back guarantee, that if you aren't speeding it up and it's not making you profits and a lot of results right there, right now, during the week, then we insist that we refund your money. And you've got to know, I will never, in my relationship with Richard Tan, who owns Peak, with Harv, who's been with me a lifetime, or with the wonderful Adam Markell, I will never embarrass a hug from Adam by not taking care of his people in a special way. So you were guided. This is a divine appointment to acceleration in your life, contributing to, the world is my goal. I teach at Guerrilla Business School. Some of you are going to be there. And I'm so grateful. I've taught there many times, and to come back and teach just before my class. And if you're doing both, do both. Dr. Kaye is 20 years doing both. And just call him with the ultimate Peak and CEO Space partnership and say, how does this work? You're a Peak faculty member. How does this work for Peakers? How does it work? And rely on Dr. Kaye's free coaching. He gives you a ton of free coaching, and he's a master. He's a highly paid coach on stage. No selling. He's not going to sell you. He's going to really give you deep information. It's free. We give you coaching and guidance. And see videos. It'll change your life. These are concrete. These aren't sale things. They'll rock your acceleration with more help and support than you've ever known within your entire lifetime. And that access is ongoing. You need help 5 times every week, daily, daily, daily. Not an event. You need a one-time fee that's tax money only, and then continuous help for the next 2 years. And you access all 5 CO Space events to thrive. And, for one fee, you pay the once and you can come forever. And I believe we've helped so many hundreds and hundreds recharge their piggy banks. They've gone to peak. They've gone to 3 or 4 peaks. They're at a point where they're invested. They're a little tight on money. We get them through fund busting where they get all that money back. Then they come to our program and they get all their money back again, and they're able to go to all the other peak events. I mean, the first thing we want you to do is keep going to peak events because they're the trainers. And go to the ones you desire to profit from because they are magnificent. I go to them, and I can't wait to go. Now, sequence. Upgrade your mentorship with us or anybody. Upgrade your plan. Upgrade your budget. And if you need capital, capitalize your company. Learn how and do it. If it's not through us, get a capital trainer and do it the way that works for you. Develop 3 new teammates that are in your industry who will mentor you. When you ask the question, will you mentor me? And they'll take you all the way. Acquire the resources to be unstoppable. The markets, the affiliations, the feeders, and that you are able to go all the way. And we've identified them in our space, but you can get them from your space. Get it all from the business superstore and market space. If you ever want to come to us, we're the giant superstore. We have everything you need from manufacturing, shipping, warehousing, interactive, service business, social networking, super websites, and all that sort of thing in one place, and you get it all free from the best people in each category, and they work tirelessly from 7 to midnight privately in your room with you alone, one-on-one. You just imagine you get Harv all week and you could be having him meet with you over and over and over privately, what that would do for you. Because mentorship is everything. And you don't have to wait. Don't have to wait. Now do this exercise again. Hold your hand up over the table just so it's almost touching. And hold your hand up about 2 feet and say, the 2 feet, move it and say, this is the money I want to make. I want to make this money. The money near the table is what I'm making now. If I give you a money back guarantee, you're going to make that pay raise. Why would you wait? Why wouldn't you explore that and make sure and get it? Now, CO Space is the peak finishing school for the wallet, your wallet. Now, the next one that gives you a pay raise is May 19th. That's not too soon because the days that you're at home working, you're doing your busy stuff. It isn't going to make you that much. Coming to our space, you're going to have new sources of income you never even imagined, and you're going to do everything you were going to do. Everything you were planning, every meeting you'll do by Skype. You won't miss anything. You'll still do it, but you'll have the pay raise. So why delay? Why delay that? And I'm saying at least explore it, at least look at it. So our sequence, and this is if you're interested in us, call Dr. Kaye or email him and say at the least, I want the slides. So it's cospaceamerica.com. All right, very easy. Call Dr. Kaye, and just his number's right on the site, and I'm going to give it to you. And if you're thinking, I want to do this, if you enroll tonight, you looked at the videos and you enrolled on our website tonight, or you got with Dr. Kaye tonight, he'll be working until about 2 in the morning in New Mexico, helping you guys, and he won't stop. And if you think God called you, and that's how I look at it, then I will give you, when you step into our program, a $1,000 bill. I will give you a $100,000 times. I will give you an absolute, you will have a check for $1,000 cash for walking in the door because you're a peak performer. We're not offering that to our people on your lifetime membership. And Dr. Kaye will explore, not sell, and answer your questions. If you enroll later, I will give you $500, half of that. If you enroll tonight and you're a fund buster and you put a small deposit down, I will protect you for the full $1,000 because I believe that our program fund busting will get you the money. But I want you to believe in it so much, you'll actually click and say, okay, I'm in. I put a deposit up to go, and then I'll give you the free fund busting program, and I'll give you that full $1,000 back. And Dr. Kaye will explore, not sell. I mean, he will answer questions, give you coaching, real coaching. And he's going to set up, if you enroll, coaching with me. Anyone on this call, I will give you private coaching before you go to the program. And we'll set that up on your schedule, and it'll prepare you, and it'll make more money for you. I just ask you to tape record it and have Notepad, because I go pretty fast, and I'm going to listen a lot to your business issues and where you're at. But then I'm going to really coach you. Hopefully it's really powerful coaching for you. And our best coaches will mentor you for the entire week, free, privately, and we guarantee results. And your decision will change your income. Your decision, I'm going to do this, is going to change your income and change your life. I'm not kidding. So mentorship is the secret. It's why the secret doesn't work. You've got to have the mentors. Now, if you have required reading, my new book, Redemption, The Cooperation Revolution, is on Amazon. I'd pick it up and get it. The president's with it, and we just had Hillary Clinton receive it last night. You can't do it alone. I can't either, folks. I need this too, and I use my own mentors. I'm mentored by the same people you are. And you need upgraded brain software. We all need that. And I want to tell you that this is where I upgrade my brain. If Tony Robbins calls this the Super Bowl, it is. You need upgraded mentorship now versus never, because we're going back to a boom and you don't want to miss it. You need a new, larger trading community, get customers to you. And we have that now. It's going to be happening in May. And it's just so much easier and so much friendlier. You can see the films at our main website. That's all of them under the video section. Just scroll in the ribbon up there. And it's cospaceinternational.com. And there are no accidents in your life. You're on this call for a reason, because your dream is to speed it up. You want to get results faster. And time is the thief of your lifetime. Those diamonds are leaking out of God's hourglass, and you can't stop the flow every hour. You can't get one back later. And every decision is priceless. And we got to make better ones. Now, you fund bust if you need to do that. And why? Because you don't want to stay stuck any longer. How does it work? It's like a 7-step board game. You print the 7 steps off our website and you post them by your work area. You complete 2 hours of home study. Easy. It's fast. 1 hour in the morning, 1 the next day. You call Dr. Kaye and say, I did it. I did the 2 hours. And they give you a full-time free coach that's an absolute expert for 7 days a week. You cross off the 3rd step. You've done 3 steps already. You attend free teletraining every day, and you attend it till you get all your money. And the best teams are helping you, and you just attend them because it's layered learning. It's financial golf. And believe me, it's fast. 3 or 4 of those, and you'll get your money. And we work also with stuckbusters. I'm in the middle of this. I can't start. I have an emotionally unhealthy relationship with money. I have pain in my chest when I try to do anything like this. I can't do this. And you're not going to borrow from family and friends. It's nothing like that. And so if you're stuck on even starting, we have free stuck busting exercises. And you won't be stuck anymore, and you'll have a healthy relationship with money. People praise us for that, all free. The 7th step is you get on one of the telecalls and tell people how you got your money. This little board game is easy. It's not hard. It doesn't take a lot of time. Adults need to just be faithful to it. We'll ask you for some agreements when you start, because we're going to spend a lot of money on you, and we want you to work as hard as the people who are working for you. It's fun. Getting ahead is fun. Getting rid of that being stuck is fun. So get much more than you need to go to our place. Fun busting gets you much more than that. And you get unstuck now. Please get unstuck financially now. Please let us help you. It's so much fun. We just want to help you, right? And we do. So, you'll make that happen. Now, what I want to do is I want you to get help now. And why? Okay, because your lifetime is too precious. What you get, if you come and use us, you can do it in other ways and figure other ways if you have them. But we give you guaranteed new customers to return the costs profitably. We give you new affiliations and alliances that will feed you customers and business for years. We give you just a huge download. I mean, I think people tell us that are Harvard, Stanford, MIT, Northwestern, running big companies, Yale, graduates at MBA level, that this is worth more than their MBA to cost them $80,000. You get new mentors. I think the best mentors you could ever get, you'll never get them, you'll never cross their path, you'll never have them, but you can get them at our place. And does that change everything? It changes everything. You get lifetime access to the market for one low cost, and we tell you, it's in the slides, that we only make $400, and I'm almost done. Global associations in 140 nations. You can write our grad bases that are everywhere in every country, in 140 countries. It's an enormous market, and you can play in it forever. It's all free. No extra cost to do anything. Write all the grads, send your ads out as often as you want, and it's endorsed by so many that teach at Peak, UN ambassadors, Peak celebrity faculty, and the most famous faculty in the world endorse it. All online, all on video. Everything I say is on video. Wait, is there more to that? We give you free, nobody does this. This is 3 days of bonus training. You just show up on May 17th at 7 at night till 10:30, and then through May 19th on capital and forming capital in your business. We do extended networking after the program on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and hundreds stay in network on those days, and that's all free. We give more new customers to spring forward than any alternative. You can't get an alternative get you this many customers as fast. And a money-back warranty to make you safe, you have no risk. And it lowers your taxes in this quarter as a self-employed business. This is just IRS money. It's IRS money. And you get more customers now, and there's never a delay to pay. And you access all our chapters meeting in all these cities worldwide. You can go to any of them. You want to open up in any particular city like New Orleans, or you want to open up in Kansas, or you want to open up in Chicago, or Seattle, or Portland, or San Francisco, or LA, you come to our chapter meetings and you get customers immediately, and you break through markets like you can't believe, because we're working with the mayors, the governors, everybody, and we're working with you. And you get free access to our entire grad base, and it's no cost. Those ads are free, and it starts right away. So where are you guided? Are you guided to learn, earn, and return? Once you're up there, we get you up there, we expect you to come back and mentor others and coach them. We have a lot of people doing that. Where are you guided to a cooperative, atom level, if you've seen Adam Markel's work, heart space, coming from heart space, in a cooperative, no competition market where everybody helps everybody else. It would have to come from Peaks. And see the statements by the old guard of Peak Online. And I just talked to him at great length today, but when you talk to Alex Mendoza, see him online on films, and see Adam Markel online, and see Rob Rappel online, and you start to feel like, okay, these are the oldest guard at Peak, and they're saying this is good. And Harv himself is on films. Tony Robbins, Jack Canfield, Mark Hansen, Bob Proctor, Lisa Nichols, Les Brown to John Ashernoff, who I was just with. And I'm saying, if it's Ashernoff to Zeller, and it's the best of the best, they're all graduates of CO Space, and they tell you, run through a brick wall. This is the Super Bowl that's out there to get to it. The Peak for the wallet, the Super Bowl. Forbes just ranked, you can't afford to miss, for a reason. I'm saying, you're guided. This is like you're not an accident. So let me tell you some stories as we close. I was just in the Napoleon Hill event out there, and they asked me if I'd be in their movie, Outwitting the Devil. And so they brought me in to film 5 minutes of what I knew about Napoleon Hill. Then they asked me to come back for half an hour, but they did an hour. Then they asked me to come back for an hour, and they did 3. And they said they're going to do standalone with me, that I'm going to be the largest part of the movie, and the camera people were crying during the stories. When I was taking the airplane ride to go in, if you don't think you're guided in life, I sat down with a man who was just leaving his business. He's selling a $9 million home in Hollywood, and he is in a business that he sells items you buy in stores everywhere, and you know the name of the products. And he's leaving because he's taken $25 million of private equity, and they've taken in the money, and it's all the entrepreneur fund. He's run this company from the time he was 19. He's 44 now, and he just wants to start another company because all the entrepreneur fund's out. And I asked him if he really loved his business, and he said he did. And I said, could I give you some coaching on how to restructure it so you're back in control? He didn't know it was possible. He didn't know there was a way to do it. When I gave him the resources for how to do it, and that he could do it, I can't tell you what happened. And he's been texting me ever since and thanking me, right? And then you get calls to service. I landed, and I got a news that George, who's a CEO in our place, who's running around in Rolls Royces and put 15,000 in the LA Coliseum, just went to the hospital in Phoenix, massive blood transfusion, like a movie star at 50 years old. I mean, he looks like he's 37, and it's just impossible to think he's sick. Then he finds out it's a fatal, potentially aggressive, super aggressive, rare leukemia at his age. Then he goes back to the hospital in a emergency, ambulance with heart involvement. And while I'm helping George, I find out my dear friend who invented the fund busting program, started it in Honolulu, Hawaii, 20 years ago, had his mother die, who I know so well, been to the CEO space many times, in a car accident. So I'm taking care of hugging him and giving this angel, David Rose, my love and my company. When I sit down at the Napoleon Hill meeting and I meet a man who had the same cancer George had and knows how to get through and be cured. What are the odds? What are the odds? What are the mathematical odds if your life isn't guided? I was so grateful to God for that, and I put them together, and he's now counseling George, who's at the Mayo in Phoenix, and helping him to take the steps to beat it and get well. I mean, that's just what happened. When I'm out of the door, I'm at the meeting at the Napoleon Hill conference. I'm having breakfast. It's all over. I'm trying to hide from all the guests because it's my last moment to catch a plane. I've got so little time. I want to eat. And I sat behind a pillar in a little dark alcove. And this woman sits next to me, comes in and slides in. It's hard to even get in. And she's sliding with her back to me. She turns around. She goes, "Oh, my God, Bernie." And she's one of our grads. She's finished a book, which was her dream. And we've endorsed her book. And she's going to Hillary's birthday thing that she's having for Chelsea because she worked for Hillary. She was invited. I said, "Would you bring her my new book?" And she said, "It would be my pleasure." And she emailed me this morning the story of that, mission accomplished. If your life is guided, how would the right person sit right next to you when you had the president get the book, write you a handwritten note last week? You wanted Hillary to get it, whom you know, and you didn't want it to just mail into her. And here an angel sits next to you and carries it to her. What are the odds? What are the odds while you're helping George and David Rose? Are there any accidents? Are there any accidents? So I think required reading for your getting ahead, if you do nothing from this conference in action, is Outwitting the Devil by Sharon Lechter, who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number one now, bestseller, Outwitting the Devil. Get that book and really underline it and make notes in the margin. And Redemption, the Cooperation Revolution. They're great preps for the space, and you can get them on Amazon, and I think you should. So challenge to make the decision. Let me share some stories and my own greatest challenge. Let's say you're saying that you're having a tremendous challenge. Your day is terrible. You've got problems you want to tell me, and I don't know how big they are. Were you ever in a place where your father died of cancer, you sold your investment company? Because I only have two careers. I owned a huge company, publicly traded stock brokerage firm with thousands and thousands of representatives all over the world, 14 countries. I sell that to take care of my dad who's got cancer. On the last day you could do it, years and years later, when I'm never even thinking about it, because I'm doing CEO space. And this is a long time ago, over 25 years ago. I get indicted for $87,000, not for fraud or misrepresentation when I owned that brokerage firm years ago, but as chairman for contempt of court. And I get indicted for $87,000 on a bond that was sold during that time. Gosh, we did billions of bonds. It's insulting in my business if you're not indicted for $100 million. Well, I'll tell you something. I didn't know that God was going to put me in a place that I couldn't imagine. And I'd go from the mansion to a federal prison. And I'd be in there with people around the whole place trying to get coaching. That the caretakers would come in at night and say, Mr. Dohrmann will give coaching tomorrow. It's lights out. We have lights out now. Mr. Dohrmann will start coaching tomorrow. And I help people I never knew in my life as a rich person. I never knew, people in the projects. I never knew heroin addicts. I never knew crack addicts. I never knew Crips and Bloods. And I helped them with their high school students so they wouldn't go down their path. I helped them get their kids off drugs. I helped them save their marriage. God has a bigger plan for your life than your plan. I learned compassion. If you go to lsapublishing.com, lsapublishing.com, they're making a movie. I mean, they're actually making a movie, Malicious Prosecution. They're doing a television series on the same thing called City by the Bay. They got best-selling books coming out. I would never have that. I didn't want that. It's all coming because God's plan is greater than your plan. Sharon Lecter was going to the stage at Christmas last class, and she got word on a cell phone her oldest son had committed suicide. I really had a hard time when I was talking to Sharon while she was driving back to Phoenix, scream crying all the way with her husband on speakerphone. I said, I'm going to hang up now, and I hope I've helped you, but I'm going to leave a message on your voicemail, and I don't want you to get it, but in a few days, get it. She got that message, and she told me with tears streaming down her face that she has used that message every single day, and it's what got her back in life, got her back on stage, because I told her that God has shaken her to give her bigger compassion to teach, to give her bigger compassion to do things. You would never want to go through what I went through. You're not having a bad day. You're not going to prison. You're not having a bad day. I mean, other than that, you can only get executed. And I'm saying you're not having a bad day. You didn't get the news Sharon got. You're not having a bad day. Be grateful for every minute. Be grateful for everything. God has his hand on you. Now, Bob Proctor came in our last program, and I said, let's do a history of your highest work. Why does The Secret not work? And he made a film with us called Paradigm Shift. I think that film's going to make $100 million. And I would have never had that if Bob hadn't decided to be late for his plane and put his heart on the film and put his heart out of what his highest work yet to do is. Because he knew that God had his hand on you, and he had to get through what God's message was, how to shift your paradigm so you could step into it. And this is important. When I was raised by one of the most famous trainers in the world who also coached Napoleon Hill, he coached Walt Disney. And I remember when Walt Disney was on his knees with 9 children in our little barbecue area in Marin County, California. And he was very much Walt Disney and younger and animated then. And it was after dinner, and he said, children, I didn't say if you lived in the right place or you knew the right people or you had the right education or you had the money. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say with that you could do it. I didn't say that. I said, children, if you can dream it, you can do it. Don't you ever forget that. I never forgot that. And one time Napoleon Hill on his knees with my father there said, decisions are the only diamonds in the Lord's hourglass. They're a limited number, they leak out by the hour, and you can't stop the flow. You can't change the pace. You can only reach up and grab them or squander them as they pass you by. Opportunities require action. I never forgot that. It's been the most important thing in my life. Decisions are God's circuit breakers. Decisions are God's circuit breakers. Complete your circuit and the power turns on. In your life, you make those decisions that put you forward and propel you. So Dr. Kaye will send you our latest film. It came out 48 hours ago, and it's from a faculty member at Peak Performance. It's the head of one of the largest incorporating companies in the world, Laughlin USA. And I tell you, when you do this, that I am, always grateful to everybody that plugs us. But in that film, you see the founder of Axe Software, one of the biggest softwares in the world. And you can download his latest thing, which is bigger than Axe. It's going to be $1 billion company. You can get it free at any Apple store. VIP Orbits, VIP Orbits. It'll manage all your contacts in a way. It's what I use. It's unbelievable. They're going to release that to the world in July on our stage. And he says, once again, I'm indebted to you. Thanks so much for the plug on the video. I just tweeted it and you to my whole database. Take care, Mike. And it's Mike Mooney, who's the founder of Axe Software. And I'm saying he's a member. He's a lifetime member. And he's in the film. And he's thanking me. That was his email. You are God's favorite holy miracle today. And I want you to play with our friends like Mike, the billionaires, the guys that travel around with the millionaires. You are God's favorite holy miracle today. You have the power to change the world with your dreams. You have the power to change the world. As we entrepreneurs light up, we change the world. Never forget that. And we have to help each other. And the secret is, I know that you will change the world. I know that's the real secret. I know you will. So my wife and I, September, from our anniversary, say God bless you and thank you. Here's my honey and I will both be together at this forum coming up. Can't wait to see her again. This is us in Sydney, Australia, earlier this year when I was speaking over there. And I want you to go to CO Space America at the address we're putting up for you. And the telephone number, 575-776-1530, 575-776-1530. I'll say it more slowly. 575-776-1530 will get you free coaching, not selling, I guarantee you, with Peak instructor and faculty member and longtime staff member and supporter, Dr. Richard Kaye, who loves us both and simply wants us to be the course that when it's right in your life, we are Peaks for the wallet. God bless you, and thank you so much for being on tonight. And I release you into a great 2013 in which the recovery is going to include you. Thanks for listening.